Reese, a week of pure fury comes down to this here in Nashville. The SEC has whittled its way to familiar faces and a focused upstart. Nashville has withstood a big blue takeover, and like their team, they will let you know who's in charge. But there's a Razorback rise up. We are calling the Hogs. Arkansas is primed for an SEC title. It is the tournament championship game as you're watching the SEC on ESPN. Kentucky has won 10 straight. Arkansas has been red hot. In the grand history of the Razorbacks and the Wildcats, they meet up for the 4th time in the SEC title game. A week of hard-fought finishes. This is how it stands. Arkansas got past Vandy in a blowout. Kentucky had a battle until the end with Bama. As for this matchup, Kentucky has won 4 straight against the Hogs. Add to it, and it'll be their 30th SEC tourney title. To honor this country, giving us the great freedom to watch and support these dynamic student-athletes, here's public address announcer John George.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and remove your hats for the presentation of the colors by the Fort Campbell Color Guard. And join 3-time Grammy nominee and one of the country music's most identifiable stars, Trace Adkins, in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Let's
Well up with pride, won't it, folks? And as for the two teams who can possibly do the same for their fan bases, let's set the stage for Kentucky and Arkansas. Out of Smashville in Nashville.
I've said it before, this is the best they've played.
That was some climb the ladder band.
I have really good players. They're just really young. Oh, so young.
The star of stars has been Fox. Star of stars.
We're not too much worried about what Kentucky doing. We're just worried about what we're doing.
One of the hottest teams in the country playing like it here in the SEC semifinal.
They're a good team, but so are we, and we're playing really good basketball right now.
Oh, they're getting soapy, the Hogs, aren't they? Pure and clean from outside.
We're ready to face anybody in the country.
Yeah, we going to the top now. That we never ever stop now. Yeah, we going to the top now.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce our starting lineups. For the Arkansas Razorbacks, at guard, 6'3" senior from Little Rock, Arkansas, number 3, Dusty Hannahs. For the Kentucky Wildcats, at guard, a 6'3" sophomore from Newark, New Jersey, number 13, Isaiah Briscoe. For Arkansas, at forward, a 6'8" junior from Texarkana, Texas, number 13, Dustin Thomas. For Kentucky at forward, a 6'9" senior from Mount Washington, Kentucky, number 35, Derek Willis. For Arkansas at forward, a 6'10" senior from Abuja, Nigeria, number 33, Moses Kingsley. For Kentucky at forward, a 6'10" freshman from Little Washington, North Carolina, number 3, Bam Adebayo. For Arkansas at guard, a 6'3" senior from Fayetteville, Arkansas, number 21, Manuel Watkins. For Kentucky at guard, a 6'3" freshman from Lepanto, Arkansas, number 5, Malik Monk. For Arkansas at guard, a 6'3" junior from Jackson, Tennessee, number 0, Jalen Barford. For Kentucky at guard, a 6'3" freshman from Houston, Texas, number 0, De'Aaron Fox. Head coach for the Arkansas Razorbacks, Coach Mike Anderson. Head coach for the Kentucky Wildcats, Coach John Calipari.
What a scene. How about these two fan bases here? Big Blue Nation, but those Hogs, they will travel well indeed. Joe Tessitore, Dickie V, we're ready for a championship. Will Kentucky add to their incredibly rich history, or will Arkansas be gaining their second ever SEC title? What are you looking for today, Dickie V?
Well, you know, Joe Tess, let me tell you this, my friend. People say, hey, this game really doesn't have a lot of meaning. Are you kidding me? It's an SEC championship. Players play with pride, with passion. You want to win that championship. You want to go in a tournament for momentum. You want to go there fired up. For Kentucky, it starts with the engine. It starts with their point guard. Fox has been absolutely sensational. Unbelievable here in the tournament. He took the game over yesterday against Alabama. That 1 minute spurt where he had 9 points. He was brilliant attacking the rim. He did a phenomenal job. And then you talk about, when you think about Arkansas, the big guy, Mr. Kingsley. He was preseason picked as the player of the year in the conference. He became a solid defensive player as well as offense down in the box. Has to stay out of foul trouble. It'll be a great matchup watching him inside against Adebayo. Hey, let me tell you, both these clubs are on fire. Kentucky has won right now 10 in a row. On the other side, 8 of 9 for the Hawks. Only lost Florida at Florida, where a lot of people lose.
This is completely different than what we saw back on January 7th. Kentucky knocked them out 97-71 there. Kaylee, there's also an interesting backstory attached to this game.
Well, Tess, I know we have come to call Bridgestone Arena Rupp Arena South this time of year as all of Big Blue Nation travels here. But for Arkansas fans today, they will get a chance to voice their displeasure that Malik Monk, born and raised in Arkansas, is playing for the other team. Fans took that decision personally. There were personal relationships that existed that no longer do. Mike Anderson first met Monk when he was in 8th grade. Arkansas players would go watch Monk play in high school because he was so much fun to watch, and his gym was right around the corner from theirs. Now, to Malik's credit, he made the decision to play for Kentucky during his senior year, carried the weight of that his senior season. We'll see how he handles it today.
Tell you one thing, Kelly, that was a big, big day. Broke the hearts of a lot of Hog fans. They're hoping he doesn't break their heart here this afternoon and have one of his magical games.
He had 20 yesterday against Alabama as we are underway here in the 2017 SEC Tournament Championship game.
You know, Tess, that first matchup a little deceiving. It was only a 3-point deficit at the half. And also in that game, Kentucky went to the free throw line 40 times.
Barford. As we get the call underneath, we'll take you back to what happened on January 7th so you get a sense. Listen, this was 41-38 Kentucky at the half. Then they outscored them 56-33 in the second half. They had a huge advantage in transition points, 24-4.
Well, that's really the strength. Kentucky likes people playing at a fast pace against them, so tempo could be in the favor of the Cats.
And Bam gets him going.
He is so strong inside, so physical, just needs a lot more entries to him down in that low post.
Here's Hannes. Tapped out, big Kentucky ball.
We take a look at the mini version of Dwight Howard down in the post. There he goes, catches it, finds the lane, goes in, no help defense. He can be big here this afternoon.
He's been big all week here in Nashville. Had a double-double Friday against Georgia. Went for 10 points, 9 rebounds in yesterday's win against Bama.
You know, Arkansas dominated Vanderbilt inside.
Taken away from Monk. Watkins finishes.
He's a glue guy. Mike Anderson told me before the game. He's a real glue guy on our team. Does a lot of things. Good defensive play right here. They pop the ball loose, and he knows how to finish. He knows Watkins protects the ball, uses the basket as a shield.
As Monk committed the foul there after the turnover.
They're playing their best basketball right now when you think about Arkansas. Kentucky also winning those 10 in a row. I love this kid. De'Aaron Fox, what a future. And so quick, he explodes to the basket.
There's the speed as he will head to the line. Yesterday, he really took over that game in the semifinal. Had that stretch, scoring 12 points down the final 5.5 minutes.
Tess, he spots an opening. He sees any kind of seam and lane. He has a terrific first step.
Foul charge to Dusty Hannes.
Think about Arkansas, 40 minutes of hell. I think about Nolan Richardson every time I see Mike Anderson. Nolan was brilliant there, now a Hall of Famer. There's a look at De'Aaron Fox, great game yesterday. He's had a lot of terrific games.
A career-high 28 points yesterday in what was a hard-fought game against Alabama.
Kentucky man-to-man defense. We're going to get Kingsley some inside play to try to get maybe out of bio and foul trouble.
Here's a steal by Fox. He's on the go. Puts it down right past Kingsley.
Coast to coast, man. He's as explosive as anybody in the nation. Kingsley's going to want the ball inside. Tom Calabrese kids really getting after it defensively.
Barford couldn't connect on the three, but the offensive rebound by Dustin Thomas.
Thomas with good offensive rebound gives him a nice second opportunity.
Willis slaps away that effort from Hannes.
Take a look at one of the real premier point guards. Look at that quickness. He's stepping the basket lane. I know one thing, but he's going to make it a basketball. If he could, what a defensive back he'd be.
He would lock down anybody. So here's the Arkansas native, Malik Monk, and he couldn't finish. He had such a mixed reception. His Big Blue Nation was cheering him on with support, but Haley detailed the backstory there as he spurned Arkansas in recruiting.
Said he's delivered right near Fayetteville before he moved. Michael Anderson told me they thought they had him. One shot. Yesterday we didn't see that. Alabama really got all over the glass against Kentucky.
Fox into Bam.
Oh, they want to go to him. It's obviously that's one of their goals. They're going to go. I'm telling you, they better keep the ball out of his hands, Arkansas. The Hogs better find a way.
So 6 points in the paint for Kentucky. And Fox commits the foul there as he came in against Thomas.
You know, Tess, yesterday they dominated Vandy. Vandy came in here playing hot. A lot of local people wanted to win. Look at that Abaya working down there. Nice little jump hook in the lane. Nice move. There's a drop step. Spins over the left shoulder, right shoulder. I'll tell you this. You think about this. They dominated Vandy inside. It was 46 to about 12. And it was a domination. And Vandy had a struggle shooting the three. And they came in playing really great basketball, Vanderbilt.
Watch Vandy play those 3 games in 3 days. You wonder what their depth issues, if their legs were there against this Arkansas team. Arkansas was also playing with a razor's edge. They looked sharp yesterday.
They double it up every time the ball goes inside the Kingsley.
Here's Daryl Macon.
Struggling shooting the basketball. Macon's made some big plays for them offensively. He's the X factor for Kentucky.
Willis.
I look at Willis as an X factor.
And stretch
he's
out.
He's got to contribute. He's got to make some threes. He's got to be active. He's been a little up and down. Calipari's so animated on sideline. He's supposedly delegated responsibilities, assistants. He's not going to be as active. Give me a break. That will never, ever happen. That's like saying if I'm going to be silent.
Right, exactly. Arkansas 0 for 4 shooting the threes early on here. 1 of 7 on their field goal. See if they can change that. Yes, they do. Manny Watkins, coach's son.
There's the glue guy. There's a walk right here. Good call. That was big. That was big for Arkansas. They needed that 3. And look at Mike Anderson's done a solid job at the Razorbacks.
SEC Men's Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Regions Bank, proud to be the official bank of the SEC, and AT&T.
Why don't we press a pressing team? You know how I am with that. Pressing teams like to press, but they don't like to get pressed. And we don't have to take crazy chances. The one thing I know is they won't move the ball if you press. What will they try to do? They're shooting it, they throw it, shoot it. So if you guys want to play a fast game, let's play. I don't really care. I just want us to play with great energy, and I want us to look, when people watch, say, damn, they have fun. Look at these dudes flying up and down the court.
Coach Cal gave us access pregame. They are having fun when it comes to getting it into Bam Adebayo, hitting his first 2 shots, all 3 field goals for Kentucky in the paint. 2-point lead early on here in this SEC tournament championship game.
Tell you one thing, Tess, Kentucky during the Cal era has had a lot of fun. He's had a lot of fun. He's got 24 guys playing in the NBA, and they'll give you a lot of smiles, man, when you have the likes of John Wall and Cousins and Anthony Davis, Gilchrist. I mean, it's unbelievable what he has brought to Lexington.
You guys will remember what Mike Anderson told us before this game. He said, we're going to do what we do. Well, in that huddle, he had to remind his team how to do what they're known to do. He told Macon he needed to move his feet. He told Barford he was playing scared. He told his guys, just play ball like we know how to.
Barford wasn't scared there.
So Barford's made 2 big shots. He had a big game yesterday against Vandy. By the way, Vandy had 6 wins over top 50 teams. I hope they're part of the selection. They belong in an NCAA tournament the way they came out strong at the end of the year.
Barford's happy to be back in his home state. He grew up in Jackson, Tennessee. Bam throws it away right into the hands of Thomas.
Well, he telegraphed that pass. He's got to go down inside and back to the basket and utilize that strength and physicality.
Watkins the feed inside to Thomas. And Arkansas takes a 2-point lead.
Nice post move by Thomas. Thomas got great post position on the interior, and that's what they did against Vanderbilt. Started right here with the bad pass by Adebayo. Terrible pass. They converted on the other end. They got the good angle, good post position. Hey, he's not scared. Tell you that right there, Kelly. He don't look too scared there. That's nothing but nylon. They're not pressuring this much Arkansas full court. Did they execute that full court pressure when Nolan was there? Unbelievable.
Hawkins shot fake through the lane, high and in.
Remember this, yesterday he gave them a big lift off the bench. They were struggling. They were down 17-7 against Bama. Cal goes to the bench and Hawkins delivered.
And then the turnover on the other end. But it's good to have that mix with the more veteran kind of guy like Dom Hawkins, the hard-working senior from Richmond, Kentucky.
Tell you one thing, this kid's got swag. They are really matching up on Monk. He's going to have a tough day getting the ball here. Oh, he got it there. But
deep 3.
Oh.
Wouldn't stay.
He would have shot that from Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Seriously. And here's a long one from Macon that rattles out. Fought for into the hands of Watkins.
Get another second opportunity. Showing a lot of patience, trying to get the good shot. Shot selection so important.
Kingsley against Bam. Turnaround wouldn't go.
Here's the kid who likes to run, man.
Hawkins' effort from the corner, a miss.
Oh, he walked. He got away with one right there.
And possession will go the other way. Well, following this game, Champ Week continues. It's the Frontier Communications American Athletic Conference Championship game. Cincy and SMU will meet up. Top 2 seeds there. That's following this game right here on ESPN.
Mike not happy with that either. It's a personal foul. Got to control his emotions.
And a technical foul called on Kingsley here.
Yeah, you absolutely got to control your emotions. You're in a big game. They need him badly. Don't want to give him free points like he just did. You know, he had a lot of pressure on him early. It was preseason, the player of the year in the conference. Came off an incredible year last year out of nowhere. Wasn't a McDonald's High School All-American. And this year went up and down a little bit. He's been solid defensively with his shot blocking ability. Had a double-double yesterday. He's had 24 in his career. You got to contain right here. You got to stay in front of him. If he's allowed to penetrate, create opportunities, or get to the rim, then he's trouble.
Fox steps in and puts it through.
Tell you what, that's an area he's gotten better and better on, Tess.
Hawkins out on Beard. Trey Thompson, good passing big man, and the finish that time by Macon.
I'll tell you one thing, Macon with the great backdoor cut. Movement without the ball. One of the things you don't see so much. Everyone wants to pound it to the deck.
Here's a turnover.
Sloppy play out of the trap.
And Macon on the other ends. It'll stay with Arkansas. I'll tell you, Trey Thompson at 6'9", 265. He can dish, Dickie V.
Yep. Well, watch this right there. Nice pass by Thomas. Well, look at the cut. Great cut by Macon. Love that kind of basketball. That's winning basketball. Share the basketball, cut, move without it.
Macon comes around, gives way to Cook. Spins and fouls.
Tell you one thing, they're in attack mode. You know, John Clay writes for the columnist, and I like giving those guys credit because they work so hard and you steal information. But in his column, he said, this is a whole different story here when we're talking about playing now versus when they blew them out.
The lob. Barton the finish. Iowa State, they're Big 12 champions.
And the Duke Blue Devils win 4 games and win this tournament.
Arizona wins the Pac-12 tournament championship.
I'm really proud of our team. They showed how together we were and how tough we were tonight.
That was a dynamic triple header of championship action last night. Bracketology from Joe Lunardi. These are the 1s and 2s, Dickie V. Nova, UNC, Kansas, Gonzaga listed as the 1s. There's Kentucky right now, a 2 seed, as let's bring in Joe Lunardi live in the Infinity Bracket Bunker. Joe, glad you're with us. What's the deal with Kentucky? How solid is that number 2? The impact of today?
You could certainly make a case for Kentucky to beat a number 1 if they add a tournament championship to their SEC regular season title, but I don't think the overall strength of the SEC has maybe given them the resume that we'd see, for instance, from an ACC team, or a Big 12 team.
And Joe, in terms of Arkansas, what could today do, be it good or bad, for the Hawks?
Well, the seeding is probably done at this point. I think Arkansas is going to be in the 8-9 range regardless of the outcome of this game. We've seen a number of times over the years where even if they were to pull the upset and win today, you'd think they'd move up 2 or 3 spots, and that almost never happens.
Hey, Joe, I have a question. I have a little gripe with you, Joe.
Only
I can't
one?
understand Baylor as we see a breakaway layup. They're doing a great job, the Razorbacks. Hey, Joe, are you kidding? They lost 5 games in February. They got beat by Kansas State. UCLA wins 10 in a row, including Arizona, Oregon. How do you have them? I don't understand it, Joe. And I respect and love you so much, but I just don't understand how Baylor can be in that 2 line instead of someone like UCLA.
You could make an argument for UCLA, but you can't really make an argument for them to be seeded better than Oregon at this point, which reached the final. And I think in UCLA's case, they did finish 3rd in their own league.
Hey, but wait a minute, Joe. You mentioned Oregon. Oregon's now without Boucher. I mean, that's a major loss.
How about Hannah's here right in front of us? Big 3 ball. Hey, Joe, thanks for your time. Looking forward to hearing everything you say this afternoon.
We can't get more time on my guy,
How about
Joe?
a championship game in front of us, Dickie V? 20,000 here enjoying the action and the passion.
That's the game.
Rattles out. Follow goes for Willis. You said he's the X factor.
I'll tell you what, Willis with a great offensive rebound. But the Cats better lace him up today, man. This is going to be a heck of a game. This club's not going to back down at all.
Cook got tied up a bit. Shot fake opens up the door for Beard, but he's short side rim. Second chance here. Cook. Humphreys comes away with it. Then the foul will be charged to Beard.
Cook did everything except score there. And watch this offensive rebound. See, nobody blocks out Willis. I mean, it's an open lane to the goal. Nobody puts a body on him. Look at this right there. I could have grabbed that rebound, Tess. I would have scored. Except I ate too much lasagna last night.
How was it? Was that good?
Oh, it was good. Food was good.
Kentucky's 6 turnovers have turned into 11 Arkansas points. It's a 1-point lead for the Wildcats. Monk on the go. Gibbs. Bam. And nothing there.
But he didn't get himself in a good angle where he could use the backboard. John Wooden used to teach that, the Wizard of Westwood. Big ball screen. Good job of getting over the top by Willis.
Thompson with another feed inside, and finishing was Thomas.
I'll tell you one thing, Thomas doing a great job getting post position on the interior. Remember this, Kentucky in their 10-game winning streak, Tess, they've been struggles, but they found a way to win. They've got that winner's mentality, and they got this kid late in the game, Mr. Fox.
Briscoe. 10-game win streak after that 1-3 stretch for Kentucky, but at the end of the regular season, they found themselves down double digits in a lot of first halves. 3 straight games, they overcame that. Hannah's now through the lane, wouldn't stay, rattled out. Here comes Monk.
Oh, he lays it off the glass in transition. Run, baby, run. They say, you want to run? Arkansas, we run, man. We got some transition players.
The Arkansas native with 6 points.
You better believe, sense of pride. This is personal for Arkansas against him, personal for him against Arkansas.
Harford, former JUCO star, who came in and has added a great spark to this program. 3 ball. Thompson trying to track it down. He doesn't. Kentucky on the go with Monk. Little shake and bake, and he dishes, and the finish from Briscoe.
Right there. Monk and Briscoe. Are you kidding me? Great execution, so efficient. Those Cat fans, are they passionate? Big blue everywhere. Watch this right here. Oh, what a change of direction. And then he gives it up. And Briscoe can finish, man. He can finish. Comes off the glass. First part, first phase of the running game, the rebound. And there's the shot by Monk off the glass. Tell you what, went to Mass yesterday, St. Mary's. Couldn't believe it was filled with blue. Blue all over. I think they were praying for the game here.
Slam! Bam!
Slam, bam, jam, baby.
Brings it again!
What a great play. That's big-time play right there.
He has been rising and flying all week long here in Nashville. We said he turned it into Smashville.
Oh, up and away. Slam Bam, Mr. Bam, Adebayo. Tremendous play. Well, what a pass. I tell you, great vision. What a pass.
23-18 Kentucky. As they're checking it out on Broadway, all the honky-tonks have been rocking all week long with the SEC tournament in town. Adebayo has 6, Sticky B.
Yeah, Adebayo really very active early in the game with the drive, open lane, goes in strong. There he is posted over the left shoulder, little jump hook to the baseline off the drop step, and then there's the lob. Two-man game, great vision between both. They really saw that each other. Look at this guy.
The hoop scoop on him that he was a member of the Poetry Club back at High Point Christian Academy in North Carolina in high school.
Every time we see Bam get to the rim, he'd be happy to help explain that vertical you see by saying he's now lighter on his feet because he's lost weight. He changed his diet. Kenny Payne told him, the associate head coach, it was something that he needed to do, how much it would help his game. So we cut out fried foods, stopped eating sweets. His mom got involved, keeping tabs on what he was eating, and there's no doubt it's helped as he's lost more than 10 pounds now.
I tell you, Kaylee, wish I could change my diet, get away from all the Italian food. Look at the drive right there by Monk.
Shot doesn't count. The foul came before.
He struggled a little bit on the free throw line. He's got to get better on that line.
So first charge to Watkins. De'Aaron Fox picked up 2 earlier.
That one thing we talked to Joe, you saw second line teams when you look at the likes of Duke and Arizona, Kentucky. Pretty good play right there. Congratulations to Duke with that incredible tournament, winning 4 games in a row, beating a quality Notre Dame team. I like Hawkins, who's on the floor defensively. He really gets after it. He's like a little leader out there.
How about Barford going around Bam to the other side and making it happen?
Tremendous baseline drive. Great reverse layup. They are so athletic.
He is something. Bam against Kingsley. And Bam wins that battle.
It's been an M&M or a mismatch. Look at the steal.
Turnover, the score. Hawkins, you said it, Dickie B.
Hawkins has been a big plus for this team. He was yesterday, same scenario. I tell you, he has been dominant today, Adebayo.
The roar now from here in Nashville as the Big Blue Nation appreciates what they're seeing. As that's Monk's second foul.
The only chance Arkansas has, I really firmly believe, is they got to get play. As you see the steal by Hawkins, they got to get play out of the big guy inside. He's got to be able to match and neutralize Adebayo. I'm talking Kingsley.
Briscoe, no hesitation. A little too high for Bam as he tried to secure it and was fouled.
So
and
far,
that'll be charged to Jalen Barford. That's his first.
So far, it's been the Bam show on the interior.
Fox and Monk with 2 fouls apiece for Kentucky. Five-point margin here as Kentucky tries to add to their rich program history. High off the glass from Hawkins.
And look at this, stolen again.
Right in front of us. It'll go the other way. Brown doesn't like it.
You're going to love to play Hawkins. If you're a Big Blue fan, you're going to appreciate the effort this kid's making.
Look at him change it.
They love it. Oh, look at him. They're so fired up. Hawkins has been a star around here off that bench.
And this is exactly why I say to you, forget talking about seeds. Forget talking about brackets. How about passion? celebration, playing for a championship from a senior who desires it, who wants it.
Well, anytime you play for a gold trophy, man, you know you're going to really get the best out of people. As Briscoe looking to drive, he loves to drive.
Hawkins lost it that time. Barford on the go. And a battle for the ball. And possession arrow points in this direction. Kelly.
Dominique Hawkins has become a known quantity for this team in the sense that John Calipari says we all know he will play with high energy. That's what they count on him for. But you talk about a backstory. Dominique Hawkins, a Kentucky kid. Kentucky was his dream school since as long as he can remember. The offers started coming in through his senior year, but it wasn't until after he won the Kentucky State High School Championship in Rupp Arena with John Calipari in the stands that offer from his dream school came in.
Tell you one thing, don't forget this. He was Mr. Basketball in Kentucky. Now, he wasn't one of the elite McDonald's All-Americans that Mr. Calipari's been known to recruit.
Calipari was reflecting a lot on his recent senior night about those moments, watching him play high school playoff ball in Rupp. Offensive foul. We're going to be going the other way here.
Charge. Mike Anderson not happy here. Team is really a bit out of sync right now, Tess.
It's 2 on Watkins. Seventh team foul. Mulder gets it into Bam. This will be 1-1.
You can see they've really worked with him down in the post. Kenny Payne and company, the coaching staff, all kinds of great footwork down in the box. Let's look at Kenny, former Louisville guy, player, now here, getting ready to get a head coaching job. Very popular with all the players, the teacher.
Bam hits his first free throw of the day. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN, the exclusive live announcement of the women's championship field. Maria Taylor is going to be leading the way there. Rebecca Lobo, Coach Landers, Carol Lawson. They are completely dialed in. The NCAA Women's Selection Special presented by Capital One on ESPN.
All I think about when I hear women's basketball, Gino Auriemma and Connecticut.
What a job this year by Gino, of course, hitting that century mark with the win streak.
It's unheard of. Unheard of.
Daryl Macon here with the ball. He's the leading scorer for Arkansas in the SEC tournament this week, averaging 16 points per game.
Hammers with the drive, got really slammed there. They got to come up with some scores here. Can't allow Kentucky in the next 4 minutes to have a spurt going double digits at halftime.
When Bam was at the free throw line at the other end of the court a second ago, Calipari pulled Isaiah Briscoe over to the side and said, "You're trying to do too much. Just be our point guard." You just saw Isaiah there gather up the guys, deliver the coach's instructions. Briscoe trying to lead now.
Tell you one thing, I had a lot of fun in the lobby yesterday. I was with Oliver Miller, former star, 92, the big guy, Tony Dowd, and the trash talking was unbelievable. In the end, Oliver says, "No way, man. We're ready. We're peaking right now. We're going to beat you, Tony." And Tony said, "You can't be serious. No way." That was great seeing those former stars. Trying to get a little emotional offensively. Briscoe, tough defensive player.
He's right in there with Hannes. Now Macon gets it to Barford. Back to Macon. Long three. And he's fouled.
He got fouled. I'll tell you this. That happened in a game with Vanderbilt at Vanderbilt with 1.8 seconds on the clock. And he made 3 free throws in a row to win that game.
Hit a couple big free throws Friday night here as well. So 2 on Bam now.
That was a tough game against Miss.
It was a great night of basketball here in Nashville. The Arkansas win against Ole Miss by 1 point in defensive pressure late, and Vanderbilt overtime win against Florida, the third time Vandy beat Florida this year.
Tell you one thing, spoke to the commission, Mr. Sankey, and I'll tell you this, he's excited about the future. He thinks big things are going to happen in the conference in basketball, and I sort of agree with him. They got some quality coaches. I think the recruiting's going to get a lot better, and I really believe you're going to see a little bit more balance instead of being such domination by Kentucky and Florida, basically.
I tell you, Greg Sankey has done a wonderful job in taking over for one of the all-time legends in college sports, Mike Sly. This plays special for Greg. He was here. He was announced as a new commissioner during the Friday round of the 2015 SEC tournament, but he looks after the welfare of the student athlete and consideration for them as well as anybody in our business.
Well, Mike Sly was, as you said, very tough to replace. Quality guy in every way. And with the little trap right there, that is zone it. They're zoning.
Humphreys. How about it?
Humphreys right in the lane. Another guy, if they get some positive minutes out of him, that's a big plus going into the tournament. Anytime you get a 7-footer to give you some quality minutes.
The big man from Australia, bonus here in this tournament championship game, and Macon answers.
Tell you, Macon shot that so smooth, good rhythm.
Daryl Macon has been something. He's at double digits, had himself a nice week. Fox gives it up for Willis. Yes!
Hey, how smart was that? Cerebral play. Fox knows I'm not a good long-range shooter, but my guy Willis is capable, reverses the ball, and gets Willis the open three.
Good pace being set here. Back and forth they go.
I like the tempo. Like the tempo of the game.
Pass Willis kicks out Thompson. Here comes back to the inside as Thompson gives the pass baseline, and Thomas took steps. Got a little anxious off of that pass. But there has been great energy in the building. The tournament championship on the line as the Cats and the Hogs get after it.
Plan. You acting like I don't do this. Build an empire, you cookie, I'ma be Lucius. Give you good until you get a contusion. If you don't come back, I think I'm a loser. I think I'm a loser. If I ever had your number, I think I would use it. I'm feeling some way, you know.
Courtside Bridgestone Arena, the Audi halftime report coming up. We got Sean Farnham here, Carl Ravitch. We'll get into the automatic bids being handed out today. We got all 5 of the teams that Joe has from the SEC going in. We'll ask Sean how far each of these teams will go, plus the tourney long shots. How about the play in the first half?
Kentucky's like a high-performance vehicle, like an Audi.
Yes.
They're able to get the ball inside. They've been scoring at the paint. The paint touches have been key. As long as they can continue to get to the rim, I think they're going to be fine.
They played well. Meantime, back to Joe and to Dick, and we'll see you coming up on the Audi halftime report.
Hey, Carl and Sean, I hope you take a little bit interest in that 2 line and tell Mr. Lenardi Baylor doesn't belong there, man. I mean, I can't believe it. Lost 5 games in February. Also, hey, I'll tell you this, they were right about getting the ball inside. Sean was. I'm telling you, Alabama, I mean, Arkansas right now has really struggled, especially Kingsley. In 9 minutes, he's 0 for 1, 2 rebounds, 3 turnovers, 0 points, and Adebayo has dominated inside.
Shot clock at 5.
Wow, he's been a difference, this guy. Tried to drive there in the lane, get a block, but he's been a difference maker, Hawkins, when he's been on the floor.
Trey Thompson with the block. Hannah's deep 3. And this is going to be the foul call, as that'll be charged to Barford, his second. You know, both benches have really contributed here. Arkansas 10 bench points, and Macon with 10. He's averaging 16 in this tournament. He's been so productive. And Hawkins and Humphreys getting into the act for 8 bench points for Kentucky.
I'll tell you one thing, in the second half, Mike's going to find a way to get Moses to start to really contribute on the inside. He's too valuable to this team.
The cut with Humphreys, nearly lost his footing. We'll get it back up to Hawkins. Mulder 3-ball won't go, and it bounces out and will stay with the Cats.
He shot that like a line drive.
He did.
But he really is a guy they count on for the 3-ball. You know, it's tough for a kid like Mulder. You come on the floor, you know that you're going to get 1 or 2 shots, and you better make them if you want to stay on the floor or you're coming out.
Senior from Canada. He's getting some time here. Briscoe thought about it. And now Hawkins will step in back to Briscoe. There's Mulder again. And that wouldn't stay for him as it rattles out. And it'll be Arkansas basketball.
Made a nice little drive down that lane. This is a good Arkansas basketball team. I can see why they've won 8 out of 9. Ball goes out of bounds, goes over to the Razorbacks. I will never forget 94. Scotty Thurman hit that shot to beat Duke for the national title. He's an assistant now. Corliss Williamson, his buddy's an assistant with the Magic.
Hands to the left. And Hawkins is still down, Dickie V.
Wow.
He is in pain.
I didn't see what happened to Juke.
He's grabbing his midsection. I think he took a shot. And he is slow to get up and thankfully able to walk off.
Tell you one thing, they're going to lose a lot of players. Lose Hawkins, a senior. But what a class. I got Paul Biancardi. Oh, there it is right there.
He took that shoulder right into the chest and abdomen area.
Paul Biancardi, who does a great job with that evaluation of the Scholastic Stars, says their class is off the charts, number 1.
Joe Tessitore, Dick Vitale, Kelly Hartung here for the SEC Tournament Championship game. How about Dom Hawkins, Dickie V?
He has been such a big plus. Comes off the bench, he gives you energy, he plays defense, and then he gives you some points. You're going to hustle. Are you kidding me? That's how you win basketball games. Play with pride, play hard, have a passion of what you're doing. One thing, you better have passion wearing that Kentucky uniform, because you're representing a lot of greatness over the years, not just yourself.
6 points, rebound, and assists in his 14 minutes. As he's going to dial up a 3 and nail it right on cue.
What an unbelievable contributor, man. You can go to the bench. You know, a lot of teams, he could be a star. He could be a star, but unfortunately, he's got in front of him guys like Monk and certainly guys like Mr. Fox.
Hannah's always willing from there, but he cannot connect, and Willis comes away with it. And here come the Cats, up 9, looking to add to it. Thompson denies Briscoe.
Tell you, Hannah's got to start making some of those threes. He's a good shooter. Watch this. Squares his body, takes his time. Great follow through, great backspin, and down it goes. Mr. Basketball in Kentucky.
15 seconds remaining here in the first. It was a 3-point game at the half when they played back in January. Then the Cats blew them out. Mulder, what a way to end the first half.
And that's what he does. That's the biggest lead. That's Mulder's game. He is really out there to shoot. He's a specialist. Shoot the trifecta. The difference, the bench in Kentucky. Hawkins, Mulder, these guys have come in and have been positive forces.
Seniors, veterans who want it, like Mulder and Hawkins. Kaylee.
With your guards in foul trouble, how do you describe the impact Dominique Hawkins was able to have off the bench?
You know, he is really playing and really having aggressive defensively. He's doing some good stuff.
How will you address the turnovers that your team had that gave some life to Arkansas?
Well, one thing that's happened is we missed layups early. We broke it down from where we were trying to go. We broke down to give them baskets.
Thanks, Coach.
Kentucky with 14 bench points, 42-30. Good energy in the building here in Nashville. The Hogs have to find an answer. Coming up, stay tuned for Carl and Sean and the Audi halftime report right after these messages.
Welcome to the Audi halftime report.
The Audi halftime report. We got Sean here. Carl Ravitch, 42-30. Bam in the beginning, a 3 late, and boy, Hawkins in the middle. If you're going on the teams playing the best, the way Kentucky's playing, you could see them on a 1 line.
And they're certainly on their way to win the SEC championship in the regular season, and then potentially here tonight, depending upon how things go in the second half. But I really thought it was the veterans, Derek Willis and Dominique Hawkins, who came in and really ignited this team. You look at Hawkins, 9 points, but his tenacious defense, and then Willis 8 rebounds in the first half. I mean, doing more than just trying to shoot 3-pointers. Yeah, there were some turnover issues, but their attention to detail for Kentucky was strong in this one.
Hawkins took a shot to the gut. About 30 seconds later, had a reach to the sky to catch a ball, then knocked down a 3. He's been great. The lead there, 42-30. Elsewhere, teams that are trying to get into the tournament, perhaps help their seeds out, the A-10 final. And boy, Rhode Island really solid down the stretch, and they're blowing them away today.
Well, and for Rhode Island, this was a team that had so much promise a couple of years ago that everybody thought was going to be a consistent player in the NCAA tournament. But injuries, in particular to E.C. Matthews, have hurt them. It's good to see them making this run.
Up by 13 into the second half. Yale and Princeton, the Ivy League final. First time they've had a postseason tournament. Spencer Weiss, the layup, no. The board, Stephen Cook, 3. Got it, and this is a Princeton team that pushes and pushes and pushes.
Well, and has been as consistent as any team. You see undefeated in conference play. Now they go through the championship game and playing well once again.
They've been talking about it all weekend. They certainly talked about it on SportsCenter. They will be back at it again at 7 Eastern time tonight. Kick things off with Scott Van Pelt at 5:15 Eastern time. Bracketology, and then, of course, a 24-hour extravaganza starting Monday into Tuesday. All right, Sean, let's play a little game here. You got your categories. Fire up the old game show music. We got the teams that Lenardi has in from the SEC, and we'll have Sean kind of place them as far as he thinks they're going to go. So you pick.
All right, this is like I'm getting ready for Vegas. I'm going to be in Vegas tonight. So
pick a good one then.
Let's go. Okay, all right, I'll pick South Carolina to start with. This is a team that defends really well. They have the best player in this conference as far as a two-way player goes with Sedarius Thornwell. But I think they just struggle to score so much. I think the best opportunity for them in the NCAA tournament would be the round of 32. Advance out of the first game, and then probably because of seeding too, I think they get knocked out in the second round.
All right, pick a card, any card.
All right, we'll go to this one right here. Arkansas. Obviously, we're watching the Hogs right now. I love this team, and I think they've been playing their best basketball coming into this game today. Now, they're trailing here at the half, but I still think this is a team that's going to do more than just win the first or the second round game. I think this is a Sweet 16 team based on their ability to mix some things up at the defensive end of the floor and how aggressive they are for teams that are unfamiliar with their system. I think it can cause problems.
All right, 3 left. 2 of them probably going to go further than the others, but go ahead. Tell me which one you like.
All right, we'll go here. All right, Vanderbilt. This was a team that looked very fatigued yesterday. They do not have a lot of depth, and they rely so much on their three-point shot. I think Bryce Drew has overachieved in year 1.
Wow.
I go round of 32. I think they can win a game, and then I think they're going to get bounced.
So does a team that relies on the three-point shot, do they have a benefit the second game right away because that's what they do? They don't really rely, but they're not very deep.
But they're not very deep, and fatigue factor could once again come into play.
All right, you got Florida and Kentucky left.
All right, let's take this one here. Look at the Florida Gators. Before John Egbunu's injury, because I like the depth and bringing Hayes off the bench, I would have said they have a potential for an Elite 8, maybe even a Final 4. But to me, I think now they're a Sweet 16 team. Their depth and the concern there, they do play outstanding defense. I think that's why they're a second weekend team.
I'd like to see Casey Hill kind of rise up a little bit. He can determine a lot. How far does the Wildcats go?
All right, if they want to get the ball inside, and they do what they did to start this game, and they defend and they play with energy for a full 40 minutes, they can't have these lapses. I think they go past all of these, and then I start thinking about Arizona and where do they end up. The best version of Kentucky and who they are with all the pieces and talents they have is they can play for a national championship game. And if they're playing for the national championship, Big Blue Nation obviously gets excited about it. But I think that that's where this team, they have guards, they have the bigs, they have role players. Kentucky has everything you're looking for.
Right. Understand, in this half, Monk and Fox combined for 11 points. Adebayo was great, and we saw Hawkins play great. They are deep, and they could be. We'll see. Maybe they go to a one line by the end of the day on Bracketology at 7 Eastern time. Wham, bam, bam, Adebayo.
This halftime report is presented by Audi. This halftime report is presented by Audi.
Hi, don't forget, everybody, as we return to Bridgestone Arena for the SEC Championship Final. Going to get a couple of sleepers here from Sean on who you think might do something in the tournament.
Well, you're looking at teams that are going to be seated below that 4 line, and I think St. Mary's is a team that gets overlooked nationally. If you are not named Gonzaga, they've won 21 consecutive games. They're really good at the defensive end of the floor, better than people would expect. Iowa State, obviously, peaking at the right time. They've won 9 out of the last 10 games in which they play. They shoot the ball well, and they have one of the best guards in all the country, Monte Morris.
Something to look forward to. Bracketology, 7 Eastern tonight. Kind of like a spring training feel to it. You fall in love with the team, you see the last. Duke's got that going. So does Kentucky right now. And this has been the Audi Halftime Report.
Music City has a big blue beat to it as you're watching the SEC on ESPN. In this tournament championship game, Kentucky leads by 12. They had a 9-0 run over the last 3 minutes. Arkansas's Moses Kingsley, no points, Dickie B. Meanwhile, points in the paint, plus 10 in the first half for Kentucky.
Yeah, Adebayo really dominated early in the game. He really was so effective down inside. There's the lob up from Fox. Great coordination on that play. Nice backdoor cut.
Daryl Macon,
yeah,
10 points for the Hogs.
He's been really strong for them through the entire tournament.
But the X factor, and you called it, Tom Hawkins, the senior, and everything he does every way.
Yeah, he did a terrific job defensively. Gives him a lot of energy. There's the steal. There's the conversion off the steal. Now he hits the open trifecta. Did a great job right there. Knocking down, stroking that free, baby. I can shoot, Joe. I can shoot.
I know
you don't believe it.
You
don't believe it. I can shoot the rock.
Hey, let me tell you, the bench of Kentucky, 12 of their last 15 points in that first half.
Well, Mulder hitting that big 3 psychologically. What a way to go in. Momentum, and that's what he is, a specialist. But let me tell you this. Kingsley's got to get going. He's too good a player. He's played only 9 minutes. He's basically 0 points, 3 turnovers, 1 rebound. They need him on the interior to be a factor.
He was the SEC preseason player of the year, but he had some struggles early on and then came back Friday night and was his dominating self defensively to get them a trip to the semifinals. And now here in this championship game, they got to dig out of a hole against a Kentucky team that's seemingly peaking at the right time.
Remember this, Kentucky widened the gap when these guys were on a bench. Fox and Munt, they were on the sideline.
Kelly?
Well, Ted, you know, it is possible to be too amped up for a championship game, as Mike Anderson told me. That's how he explains what we've seen from Moses Kingsley and Dusty Hannahs. We saw Kingsley's emotions running high early in that first half, and we haven't seen any points out of him. And Dusty Hannahs going 1 for 7 from the field when those were shots they say he should be making. He hoped that time in the locker room could settle him down at the half. We talk about those points in the paint for Kentucky, 22 in that first half. Well, Anderson says we got to build a wall. We can't let them in the paint. We can't let Kentucky on the boards. Bottom line, it's a combination of a lot of things going wrong for Arkansas in the first half.
Meanwhile, Bam Adebayo perfect from the free throw line.
Tell you one thing, minus 14 now, 2 touchdowns. They're going to have to lock it up defensively and make some shots.
Short corner for Barford wouldn't go. Another rebound for Adebayo.
Adebayo's owned the interior. He's been the man-to-man on the box inside. Get him the ball right now. Take it to him. He's going to go one-on-one right here. He can play, man.
And he beats Kingsley to that left side. Put the offense through him, says Cal, and things will be just fine.
You know, and Kingsley's a terrific defensive player, but he's got great versatility now with his footwork inside Adebayo, and he uses the left or right hand.
Thomas steps in. And the Hogs can't connect, and this will be Kentucky's ball.
Kentucky really playing well here against this good Arkansas team. There's Adebayo going to go a little one-on-one. They're going to allow him to go one-on-one, no help. Leaving Kingsley alone on him, and he takes advantage, using the left hand really well. Good extension. I've always felt one of the big drawbacks for Kentucky, not taking advantage more of the power and skills of Adebayo inside. That was a bad pass right there. Had no vision at all. John Calipari not happy with that possession. Is he ever happy? He's only happy when at the end of the game he puts another W in that record book, and then the Kentucky people love him so much, the cash register goes ding, ding, ding. More cash, give him a better contract.
It's been going that way for 8 years in Lexington. Now here's Kingsley.
They dumped him up as soon as he touched the ball.
Thomas taps it, tracked down by Watkins.
Nice
and there's the follow, the tip in goes.
Good active play right there with that tip.
Meanwhile, Mr. Monk.
That's why he was Mr. Arkansas. He was Mr. USA. He was a superstar out of the high school ranks. Mr. Monk. And they're saying, why could he be wearing our uniform? Why could he be wearing our uniform? Maybe that little tip by Kingsley to get him going, double him up.
Good hands by Fox, but Watkins was in the right place. But Fox gets a second chance at it. Wouldn't go for him.
Trying to get a little too fancy there with the dunk. They tried to Monk get him the dunk. Oh, there. Kingsley now waking up a little bit. That should give him a little lift.
Nice exchange there, finishes for Kingsley, and he has 4 now. Such a slow start to his day, the 6'10" senior. Fox has that crazy body control.
Are you serious? It went in, Tess. It went in. I cannot believe it. He's a lot stronger than he looks. He's a lot stronger, takes a lot of contact, protects the ball really well. Watch his drive now. I mean, hangs, and the ball goes down. And then take a look right here. Jam City, Monk. Wow, in transition.
3 fouls committed now by Manny Watkins. He's the glue to that Arkansas team.
Yeah, Mike Anderson really loves him. They had a great senior game. Blew out Georgia on senior night, a good Georgia team. One of the few times Georgia was really pounced.
Kingsley, reverse against Bam.
Hey, we're seeing a lot more out of Kingsley now. Now they can come up with some stops. Now we're coming up with some stops that can maybe get back in this game.
Briscoe, a lot of contact through the lane there.
Okay, one thing, he can drive the basketball. He knows his strength, knows his weaknesses, plays to his strengths. They're a driving, slashing team, Kentucky.
There's a third on Dustin Thomas. Now, Briscoe had a good game Friday against Georgia, very productive with his 6 20-point game of the season.
See,
and just 6 points yesterday against Bama.
The one thing I really believe when you talk about the tournament is you got to really have the 3-ball as a factor too.
How high off the glass there?
Too many easy shots right there. That's too easy. Catch the ball in the post, drive the ball. The one area, Kentucky, they're not a great 3-point shooting team. Willis is capable of making them, but he's up and down. Monk is solely up and down shooting the 3-ball. Kentucky's team defense has gotten a lot better during this winning streak. Did everything but finish.
Kingsley comes away with it. Macon on the go. He's a fast one. He loves to push it. Leaves it for Watkins. Front rim there. Offensive rebound. Macon jump stop to the rim and scores.
I'll tell you one thing about Macon. Coming off the bench, he's been their star. In the previous game, 16 he's averaged. In those 2 games prior to this, double figures here again this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, going to need something on this end here. They got to find a way to slow down and stop Kentucky. Briscoe off the pass from Willis.
Oh, he likes it in there.
Found the big man waiting for him. Shot clock at 5. Fox. Here's Willis. Got to launch it. Monk! Malik Monk against his home state team.
Malik Monk, Mr. Basketball in Arkansas, starting to play like he played many games this year. Wow, right there, that's a backbreaker. Clock is winding down, and he drains a 3. Wow. He showed his driving ability. Now they move the ball, the clock winding down, and there's Mr. Monk. Nothing but nylon.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Cheez-It Grooves. Dang right it's a chip.
Officials took a look. Monk's three disallowed, a shot clock violation, Dickie V.
Oh, no doubt about it. Sorry, Malik, a little bit late. They're going to wave this baby off. The ball's in his hands yet. Get the zero up there. It's in his hands. Good bit of officiating. Sorry, Cats. Look pretty, look good. Looked like it was really special, but it's not going to be in the book.
The SEC Freshman of the Year who grew up in rural Arkansas, not far away from Fayetteville. He used to go fishing, ride the dirt bikes. They even say did a little squirrel hunting. A little squirrel hunting there.
Wow.
Dickie V.
Squirrel hunting. Incredible. No, one thing, he hunts that net down. The 47 he had against North Carolina was a classic. A classic because they needed everyone to be able to survive. Everyone.
So a 14-point margin after the official review there.
Now they got to make something happen. Take advantage of that little chance or opportunity. Kingsley wants the ball. Got the ball. He's got Willis playing him in the post.
Here's the guy that's always aggressive, making. Boy, do I like his game.
I really love his game. He attacks. He's quick. He's very active. I like him. He reminds me of so many of the guys that played with Nolan. Had that program rolling big time with 40 minutes of hell. Oh, man.
Fox all too easy.
Can't let him get to the lane just like that. They're going to know he's a driver. Mike Anderson sent it to Kelly. Kelly talked about it. Form a wall. We can't let him get to the rim. He goes to the rim so easily.
Kentucky shooting 61% today against Arkansas.
That'll help you be up 14.
Sure will. Barford lost it. Kingsley came up with it, and then Willis commits the foul.
Look at De'Aaron. Nobody there. I mean, it's wide open for that left-hand layup. Driving, and then we're going to see Macon. Look at him. Gets down low, uses his legs really well. Good explosion.
Kingsley's first free throw, and that's with under 14 minutes left here. He didn't get a point in the first half, came out 3 for 4 shooting here in the second half.
I think the technical all really affected him emotionally early in the game. I also think Adebayo's play early against him, and now all of a sudden he seems to have settled in, and we're seeing the potential and the ability that he possesses.
You know, it's interesting. This week he was the one who talked about he has the experience in spots like this. A lot of new faces on Arkansas, but yet he was the one that didn't show a lot of experience in the first half.
They go in the zone right now.
Bam can't connect, tapped out, and into the hands of Monk. Look at how deep this is. He's feeling it.
I think Adebayo with the foul right there, a little push on the goal for the offensive glass. You know, Mike Anderson told me before the game, he said, Dick, we got 7 new players. That seems to be a trend, though, now in college. Seems to be so much flexibility, players moving on.
That last foul was actually charged to Gabriel in his first.
He could have caught either one.
Hannah's coming around the corner. He was fouled. He'll head to the line.
Hannah's got to start making some shots. They need him to make some shots.
Reminder that following our game, ESPN Champ Week continues. The Frontier Communications American Athletic Conference Championship. 2 good programs having fine years. Cincinnati and SMU playing for that conference championship.
Tell you, Larry Brown turned it over to Tim Jankovic, and what a job he has done at SMU. Mick Cronin's got Cincinnati playing typical strong defense, sharing the ball. That should be a heck of a basketball game.
Briscoe checks in as Fox takes a seat with 3.
Will we get him a smile? Smile, Mr. Calipari, smile. Smile, you're up 11. You're up 10.
I'll tell you what he was smiling about, and it happened over the course of the last couple of weeks. He says, I love the fact that this team has learned how to fight.
They got a winner's mentality. They really do, Tess. I'm glad you brought that up. They find a way to win.
Hawkins gets it into Bam. Back out to Monk. Corner 3, Hawkins. Gabriel with the offensive rebound, and he was fouled.
They really like to see him step his game up, Gabriel.
2 now on Thompson. You talk about the reactions of Coach Cal.
Look at him. He's so animated. Oh, man. You would think this is his first game. He's all about the moment. Same with Coach K. He brought the cheers on his Duke team. What they did to win 4 consecutive games, beating the likes of Louisville, North Carolina, Notre Dame, playing 7 players. I was so wrong. I thought fatigue could take a factor there. Not at all. And they got Allen back playing well. Tatum's been star. Kennard's been an All-American. Watch out. I hate to say to you naysayers, watch out for the Dukies in the tournament.
Joe Lunardi right now says they will be a 2. He's putting them in the Midwest, and Kentucky listed as a 2 seed as well as of right now, according to Joe. Make it for 3. Hawkins tracks it down.
He's always around the ball, Hawkins. Energetic, enthusiastic, knows his role, never moans and groans about it. Oh, look at that ball movement. Great ball movement. The one thing about John Calipari, I will tell you, very positive. He don't care about your reputation. Came in as a McDonald's All-American or whatever. If you produce, you're going to get PT. You're going to get playing time. And we've seen Hawkins now in this tournament get a lot of playing time because he's produced, and he has not been a McDonald's All-American.
Thompson, well off the mark, the air ball. Cats have numbers. Monk on the go.
Transition.
Score.
He's terrific in transition. He's going to really excel at the next level. He and Fox, the 24-second clock, up and down the floor. He's a kid who usually makes 3s. He's been struggling.
Offensive. Hannes was trying to get something started for Arkansas. Instead, he picks up his second.
There's Monk with the finish, man. Look at him hanging right there, Tess. Great use of the left hand. Nashville, give me a little country. Where's Kenny Chesney?
That's
Where's
your
my
guy,
guy, Blake
Chesney.
Shelton? Where are they? Where's Tim McGraw? Come on.
Kentucky is looking for their 3rd straight SEC tournament title. Right now, they're up 14 on Arkansas. As we look at our tournament challenge resume, brought to you by Allstate. Joe Lunardi, as of right now, says Kentucky will be slotted as a 2.
And that's where they belong. I really do. There's some talk about possibly Gonzaga being moved out by Duke, and I can understand Duke's had so many quality wins. However, to me, you can't deny 32-1. That's near perfection. Plus, it's wins over Arizona, Florida, and Iowa State.
Why am I sensing a heated exchange between you and Billis deep into the night tonight? Why am I sensing about 4 uninterrupted hours of you and Billis getting after it?
I have great respect. I mean, we'll have a little fun.
No, I'm not saying it's not going to be fun. I'm just saying, I heard him making the point for Duke this morning, and I know where you stand on.
Oh, he made that point that he wanted. He said what?
He was making the case for Duke. If you really look at the body of work, he sized things up. Briscoe, short corner, a little too much, Bam.
Logically, you can make a case for Duke. What they did is unbelievable. I just don't think you deny kids 32-1. I really don't. I think that's near perfection. And they did everything they were supposed to do. They beat some. Iowa State won the Big 12.
And it just keeps going for Dom Hawkins.
Dom Hawkins, he better make the all-tournament team. I swear, I know that's a reach, but he's been really terrific in the 2 games I've done, the semifinal and the final. It's the biggest
Largest lead of the day for Kentucky as they push it to 17.
This is a team they're playing that's really been hot. Other than that one tough loss to the Gators, Mike White did a great job with that program this year, Coach of the Year in the conference.
Hawks came in having won 8 of their last 9. Shot clock running down. Hannah's off balance.
And here they go. The Cats, baby.
And here's the guy who wants it as he leaves it for Gabriel, and he was fouled.
He walked actually prior to the foul.
Yes.
He did. Good call. Good call. Look at John. John, you're up, John. You're up. You're not down, John. He will never stop until the last second. That's why he's such a great coach. As Hawkins, you get a lot more PT, baby. Keep producing. That's the quickest way to win the affection of your leader. And what a leader. People People don't realize, Tess, what a terrific coach he is. Forget about all just the recruiting. Coaching. I watched him at University of Massachusetts in practice. Unbelievable.
Of course, everywhere he's gone at the college level, he's had such success. Briscoe gets it over to Hawkins.
I make no doubt about it. All starts, number one, with recruiting, and he excels in that area. Then you talk about the second area, communicating with people, dealing with the alumni, the fans, the people, communication. He excels there. The third phase, you think about managing a game and a practice. He excels in those areas. He gets A+.
First coach to win 5 regular season conference crowns at 3 different programs. Coach
There aren't many people, Tess, that can handle that sideline. A couple of paisans have handled it well. Pacino and Calipari. And then we got Tessitore and Vitali on the... Hey, that sounds like an Italian construction company.
Should be simulcasting this on PBS. Paisan broadcasting system with the two of us courtside. Barford. And they just have struggled here during this stretch. 3.5 minutes now for Arkansas. Gabriel tried to follow. Briscoe fighting for it. Couldn't finish. And Arkansas comes away with it.
They're giving Gabriel a lot of playing time. He's can run, he's quick. They're trying to get him to get a little confidence. Wow. A little bit out of control.
As Macon called for the offensive.
I love his game, though. He's a tenacious competitor, Macon. Look at Mungo on the sideline, grabbing his back a little bit.
Macon had 15 in the first go-around with Kentucky, 14 here today.
My back, you just said. My back. Oh, no. Big Blue Nation, man. Big Blue Nation. They're feeling another championship, another notch in the resume of Kentucky basketball, and the resume of John Calipari.
As the chant cascades down, and Mulder fires off the 3, and Thompson comes away with it.
They're so fortunate in the big state of Kentucky, man, to have 2 coaches of the quality of Pitino and Calipari. The names will change and the results will remain the same next year as a new bunch will arrive in a Wildcat uniform.
Beard comes up short. It's going to be interesting, though, to see in terms of returning players. I mean, Gabriel, the freshman who's got some experience, will be back. But, you know, we've been lauding Hawkins and Mulder and some of the senior leadership. They're probably going to be absent of guys who can log a lot of quality minutes that are veterans. Isaac Humphries comes back. He's a sophomore. So they're going to really depend on the young guys.
And the young guys coming in are not your average group of young guys.
They never are they, Dickie B? He's trying to get Bam underneath, and the whistle came as it was launched towards the basket. Well, Kentucky is looking to bring this thing in for a nice landing and continue on with their grand history, seeking their 30th SEC tournament title. Up big here in Nashville.
Stop playing, you acting like I don't do this. Build an empire, you cookie, I'ma be Lucius. Give me good head until you get a contusion. If you don't come back, I think I'm a loser.
Willis really puts pressure on the defense.
Oh, no
numbers here.
It's hard to be an undefeated horse unless you're Secretariat. But this team, a bunch of thoroughbreds.
Ulis, player of the year, the defensive player of the year in the SEC. Ulis Willis, 3. Got it. Murray against Gilder. The blue arrow has just pierced the Aggies. Kentucky has won its 29th SEC tournament title.
Those were the last 2 years as Paulie Stein had 15 and the tournament MVP, grabbed 10 boards in that game in 2015. Then Ulis had 30, Jamal Murray 17 in 2016. And the list of those who have had 3 straight as Kentucky looks to add their name here today.
It's amazing, though, when you think about Kentucky, you think about Duke yesterday, you think about the special programs. Take taking everybody's best shot and be able to have and sustain. That is a sign of really greatness. I think sometimes, I know I'm guilty of it, we utilize the term great too often, but it really applies to people and programs like right here. We're talking Kentucky or Duke or North Carolina.
Humphreys will check in for Bam. Arkansas is over their last 5 field goal attempts and 3 turnovers, and they haven't scored in just under 6 minutes now.
Haven't been able to shoot the ball well. Have not played their typical tough, tenacious defense, and that's all because of what they're facing. They're facing a team that is playing really high level right now with their skilled players, getting bench production.
Willis fouled Macon as he was coming around the corner.
You know, certain coaches, now we get into the 1 and out tests that really excel in that area. Get people to understand how to play in those pressure situations. And certainly Kentucky, John Calipari is one of them. Obviously, Roy Williams, Mike Krzyzewski, those guys have been there. Keep an eye on that Arizona team. I really like what Sean Miller's done with that club. Now he's got Trier back.
What a week in the Pac-12 it was for them.
Feel so bad for the kids in Oregon losing a kid like Boucher, shot blocker, rebounder. They'll battle. Altman has done a phenomenal job with the Ducks program.
He suffered a torn ACL the other night.
Yeah, he's out. You lose a player like that, that's a major loss.
Mulder ends up with it. Shot clock down to 2.
What
a
nice
move to the right. But he couldn't finish.
Created space with that little fake.
Hannah's in the foul. Count it.
Nice little
Been a long
drive by
time for
Hannah's.
Arkansas.
He's been solid for them all year. He's had a tough afternoon, but he's been a solid player. Nice drive, goes to the left hand. Watch this right now. Changes. They call that the Euro step. And all these definitions and put the ball in the basket.
Arkansas went 6 minutes and 48 seconds without any points.
That's the defense of Kentucky. You know, we're hearing all about now the RPIs, the BBIs, the VBDIs, the FBI. We'll have them all. We'll evaluate these teams. We got every possible report. Bottom line is the eye test, man. The eye test. Our guys do a great job in the studio. Reese Davis right now is like the best quarterback in America, handling all what he has to handle.
Monk. He was fouled by Kingsley. Going to be a fun night to listen to Reese, and you're going to join in the conversation as SVP will start with the reveal of the teams in the NCAA.
I'm trying to butter up Reese a little bit so I can get a little airtime. I just want a little.
Listen, just
I'm a little
filibuster.
18.
Just start and don't stop. I know you can handle that. This is what you're in store for tonight. Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt starts us off at 5:15. The reveal of the men's field of 68. And then at 7 Eastern will be that bracketology presented by Allstate with Reese and Jay Williams and Billis and Seth and Dickie V.
Guys, when you're playing a game on Sunday, you got to take into account that selection show when you're trying to get back home. So these two teams with different plans. Kentucky, as soon as their media obligations are done here today, they will get on a plane as fast as they can and get back to Lexington to watch the show at home. Arkansas, on the other hand, they're going to stay. They're going to hang around in Nashville, watch it here, and get back to Fayetteville later tonight.
Tell you one thing, Kaylee. For Kentucky, there's no doubt. Nice drive right there. Well, he's tough, that kid. I'm telling you right now. What a solid player.
16 for Macon.
Yeah, he really attacks the rim. You know, for a team like Kentucky, there's no doubt, obviously, they sit there, just figure out where they're going, who they're playing. But your heart breaks, and you think about kids that have great years watching. The Illinois States are going to watch tonight. They're going to watch possibly a scenario where 27 wins is not good enough. You're going to sit there, and they know probably already the Monmouths, the Belmonts. But that doesn't take away the great years they've had. Great years.
In this conference, the SEC, Lenardi says there will be 5 SEC teams in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah,
Vanderbilt checking in as a 10 seed as of right now, according to Lenardi. He was slotting Arkansas as a 9. Florida, who was the #2 seed here in Nashville before they got bounced by Vandy, right now slotted as a 5 in South Carolina at 8.
Well, Florida suffered it as Monk knocks down the big 3. It's big because he's been such a slump. Coming into yesterday, he was 3 for 17. Came early, shot at 7:45 in the morning, as Kelly illustrated and talked about yesterday.
And I think that commitment really helped him out yesterday and today. Remember, he was just 1 for 7 shooting against Georgia. Briscoe through the lane. Couldn't cap things there.
He usually finishes on a drive to the goal.
Barford up and under. He's a very athletic JUCO transfer who has been a great presence for Arkansas all year long. There was such buy-in for these JUCO transfers and some of the new players with Mike Anderson.
Took a little while, but they started to gel, getting ready for tournament and competition. I mean, when Kentucky plays their A game and they get great production out of people off the bench as well as their starters, they're tough to beat because they're so talented.
Fox denied by Kingsley.
Kingsley defensively, all defensive team he made this year. There'll be no quitting these Arkansas kids.
Make it
no
again.
Quit. Look at Bacon. I'll tell you one thing, he just keeps coming at you. Keeps coming at you. Hey, look at the trap. Look at the trap to steal.
Watkins.
All right. They're waking up. Razorback fast. Whoa, Big Suey. Whoa, Big Suey.
13-point game with just over 4 minutes to play.
Get a little passive here, Kentucky. Gotta lace them up because these kids are coming after you, man.
Coach Cal looking for his 5th SEC tournament title with Kentucky.
Briscoe likes to operate with a foul line. Get the ball in the middle and attack.
Contact as Fox came into Barford. And the passion of Coach Cal still coaching up Briscoe as his Cats are out in front.
Look at that intensity. Look at that intensity. Unbelievable. Look at it.
Well, he's got the Hall of Fame. He's got 6 Final Fours, and he's still got a lot of heart and passion each and every time.
Well, each possession. Look at him right here. Look at him right here. Look at him looking at Fox. Look, tell him, tack, tack. So intense. Such a fierce competitor.
History on the line here. As he could tie Wimp Sanderson, Rick Pitino, and Tubby Smith for the 2nd most SEC tournament championships. Haley.
Cal likes to say this time of year there should be nothing else you're thinking about other than, man, I'm going to play hard. I'm going to play with unbelievable energy. You're not holding anything back now. Cal, he's not holding anything back either.
You know, things changed about a month ago. He was so concerned with the consistency of this team. Could they play defense for 40 minutes? Could they show maturity to fight for 40 minutes? This team has grown up a lot in recent weeks.
Well, it really has. It's really been able to pull out games with that unbelievable tough winners mentality and the star talent that they've had.
Fox at the line. Double digits for De'Aaron Fox. Went for a career high 28 in the semifinal against Alabama and had 20 in the quarterfinals against Georgia.
Well, it looks like Danny Hurley's going to be dancing. Rhode Island Rams are in. They won their Atlantic 10 championship. That means somebody on the bubble is absolutely going to be a nervous wreck tonight.
Hannah's drive will go. He has 12 points.
Nice little isolation. Hannah's right there showing his offensive ability. The one area he has not been able to do is shoot the 3 here today, and he's done that well throughout the year.
Kentucky with 4 players in double digits, shooting just a tick under 50%. Briscoe changing gears. Bam tried to clean it up. Kingsley denied.
Good defensive play by Kingsley right there with the block shot.
Shot clock violation.
He's played a lot better here in the second half. This big possession right now. Look at John. He knows it. Look at him. Oh, look at him. Look at his animation. Frustration. He's only up 13.
He had been up 19 with 7.5 minutes left in this game.
Screen and roll. Kingsley wants the ball off the roll.
Hannes.
I tell you,
stay with it.
He's finishing right and left hand. Now they need a little 40 minutes of hell right here defensively. They're going to come up with some stops.
See if they can find some magic here as they cut it to 11.
Free throw line will be a big factor. If Kentucky makes free throws, they win the game going away.
Kentucky in the double bonus.
Taking some time off the clock. Screen and roll up on top. Adebayo haven't been able to get the ball inside effectively to him.
He asked for it, he got it, and he will earn a trip. And some extra words being shared between Barford and Bam.
You don't want to mess with Bam, man. You don't want to mess with that body. You don't want to mess with anybody. Just play basketball. Play some basketball.
You may not like the tail of the tape, but I'm going to assure you, Barford doesn't sweat anybody. You see him during this moment.
I know. He's got a pretty good body, too.
This is a guy that went the JUCO route and had to climb the ladder to get where he is.
Calipari doing a demonstration for one of the Zebras. He's not inviting him to dinner, I can tell you that.
First miss of a free throw for Bam today. Want to remind you to tune in to CBS tonight. Find out who's in, who's out, who's playing whom, and when. Get it first, get it fast, exclusively on CBS at 5:30 Eastern on the NCAA Basketball Championship Selection
It's going to be
Show.
interesting to see what happens to Syracuse. I have them in 3 wins over to me, top 10 teams. When they played them, Florida State, Virginia, Duke, I got them in. But I'll tell you this, they got 3 bad losses that negate the 3 big wins. Blown out by 33 by St. John's, blown out, beaten by Georgetown, and beaten by Boston College. I mean, that really negates some of the 3 wins. So then you look at the rest of the resume. However, I got them in. You win 10 games in the ACC.
That schedule this year. I mean, each and every night in that league, that schedule this year was brutal.
Clock
1-1 for
stops.
Barford. He has 8 points on the day.
Is there a miracle in the works here for Arkansas? Would it be a miracle? It didn't happen.
They made 5 straight field goals to trim this lead.
I did a game this year, Kansas, unbelievable, down 14 with 2:40 on the clock at home, and the Mountaineers put the pressure. Unbelievable. The Mountaineers had a 14-point lead, and Kansas reversed it, as Cal was talking about pressure, a team that likes to press, and they came back, made some big threes by Graham and them, and the Jayhawks were able to get that win. And people were leaving, Tess. I couldn't believe it. People were leaving.
Well, you were calling them out that night. I remember I was watching with Sean Farm. You were admonishing the fans.
Well, to me, those kids deserve better.
Fox just glides down the court.
Well, open court. Open court. Can't give him that kind of ability to get to the rim. He can get to the rim with the best of them.
3-ball from Barford.
Where has the 3-ball been all day?
9-point game.
Where has the 3-ball been?
And a timeout used by Don Hawkins.
Violation, he called.
Let's see.
He called a
Yes.
violation, I think.
No, they're going to give him the timeout.
They're going to give him the timeout? It looked like he was calling a violation. The coaching staff a little upset there from Arkansas.
Doug Shouse and Joe Lindsay conference there. And it is a timeout.
There he is on the baseline. He's panicking a little bit. Here he goes. Does he get to 5? Look at Anderson. 5 seconds. He a 5-second violation. Mike's still fighting, scrapping like his mentor did, like Nolan did.
Work harder than you've ever worked in your life. If you don't want that, don't come here.
When you take UMass and Memphis to the Final Four, you should be embraced as one of the great coaches in the game, and he wasn't.
A number of coaches felt certain animus for Calipari.
You're gonna hate me because I come to your town and we beat your team.
You goes all wrestling heel on that sound
Wow,
right there.
yeah.
The one and not done airs April 13th on ESPN at 9 Eastern. I can't wait for that.
Should be a little interesting. John Chaney.
Hey, listen, Arkansas, 6 straight field goals made. So the closest they've been since 39-30, and that was 46 seconds remaining in the first half, as we will be seeing plenty of trips to the line for Kentucky here.
Well, during the break, we went over a little bit of time on inbounds in the basketball, and it was a good call by the officials.
Of awarding the timeout was not a violation. Monk at the line.
At the end of the game now, free throws become so much of a major factor.
Been in a double bonus for a bit here, shooting 2.
He's had a good game today, Monk. They wish he was in that uniform for the Hogs. Local kid decided to wear the Big Blue Nation uniform.
17 points for Monk. Perfect from the free throw line. That was a contested recruitment, offensive there as Hawkins took it. We have called out his name plenty. Watch Dusty Hannahs just, laying him out there on the screen. Extending the arms forward.
Yep. Wow.
He threw that elbow up, didn't he? I got to tell you, there were a couple quotes yesterday afternoon leading up to this game. There was an Arkansas player that said, listen, we don't like them, and we're not done yet. And we know they don't like us. And think back to what happened back on January 7th when it was a different time for Arkansas, and they were blown out 97-71 then.
That's a flagrant one. I don't think there's any doubt about it. That's a flagrant one. Don't you agree?
Extending with the elbow there. So they're going to look at it again. We will as well.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about it. He's got the hands folded. Come on. That's not just a screen. That's not a screen.
Well, if he was on the practice field for Coach Brett Bielema, it would be good in that Arkansas uniform. But out here on the hardwood, not quite.
That's a flagrant one. I don't think there's any doubt about it. I don't know why the delay. There's a quick look. I got one eye looking at that.
Anthony Jordan, Doug Shows, and Joe Lindsay are officials today.
That's a little frustration. Frustration, disappointment. Came here with high hopes, saying we were ready, man. We were ready. They came here to win this game.
As Doug is going to talk to Mike Anderson. This is Doug's 6th SEC championship game officiated.
Unnecessary and excessive contact.
Flagrant 1, as you heard, the unnecessary and excessive contact.
No doubt about it. I don't know what to debate.
I think it was easy to read as well, Dickie. And there is the difference between a flagrant 1 and a flagrant 2 right out of the rule book.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't a flagrant 2, but it absolutely was not a play and a ball. It was absolutely a legal screen. When Mike studies the video, he'll agree.
Kaylee?
We've seen some toughness out of Dominique Hawkins today. And as a senior at Kentucky, think about this. He's played with 13 guys over his career there who have left early for the NBA draft. And of all of that great talent, he says the player who most helped him become a better player is Tyler Ulis. He says guarding that guy was unlike anything else I've ever experienced. The pressure that he brought on me, I've never felt anything like that. And seeing a guy, Tyler Ulis' size, fight the way that he does, helped Dominique Hawkins learn how to fight.
Well, he was a guy who had so much fight in him when he was being rooted on by Big Blue Nation. And a player who Coach Cal loves to reference in making some of those comparables. Our move of the game is brought to you by Degree Deodorant.
The Hawkins, man, the steal right there. Great play off the bench. Great. Dom has been absolutely super in this tournament. Great energy, positive production. Just what the doctor ordered for the Cats. Getting those veteran players to help out with the 3 super diaper dandies in terms of PTPers, primetime performers, Fox, Monk, and Adebayo.
Career high 14 for Hawkins. Oh, look at that contact. I think things are getting a little chippy here in the late goings between these two programs as they're looking to separate them.
I'll tell you what, referee's got to take charge here. This is getting a little out of hand here. I mean, you got to be a little classy the way you handle this. Mike Anderson running out there not happy. Come on, just play basketball. No need for this. No need for this at all. You got a minute left on the clock. 13-point game. Just play. Have some class.
Barford is still talking smack as he's walking away.
Come on, you represented a great university. Don't need it. Don't need that kind of action. I mean, come on now. Wow.
Right into his face.
Yeah. That's intentional, without a doubt. That's intentional. 2 shots, the ball. He called, the referee was right on it.
I mean, the ball's 2 feet over his head. The hands are coming forward into his face.
You know, they're frustrated. They're showing poor sportsmanship now, and there's no need for that in the game. They're showing poor sportsmanship. Lose, you lose like a man. You shake a hand, you walk out. There's no place for this, none whatsoever in the game. Anybody watching, kids out there playing the game, don't emulate that. That doesn't make you a man. That makes you a mouse. I really get frustrated with this because I just don't think you want to hurt somebody.
Well, once again, Jordan, Shows, and Lindsay get together to adjudicate the situation. And that will be a flagrant 2. So that comes with the ejection. You know, and the sad part is a lot of people will watch these final minutes here and say, did you see what happened at the end? Shouldn't take away from the body of work we saw out of Kentucky today, Dickie B.
Yeah, they really played such good basketball, and that'll be the topic of conversation. And it's really sad in a way. You know, Arkansas is actually, all their kids have done really well, showing sportsmanship. A couple guys got a little carried away. I mean, Hannah's thing was frustration. He didn't really, you know, do it in a flagrant 2 style as we saw right there. I mean, that was brutal. There's no place for that in the game. None whatsoever.
Well, let's size up Kentucky as it stands right now as Kingsley will be escorted off. Big Blue Nation will give a cascade of boos to him.
It's his second technical. He had a technical early in the game. You don't want to be that kind of player and get that kind of reputation. It follows you around.
How do you feel about the continued development and growth of Kentucky as they ascend here in March?
Well, I think the positive thing is getting guys like Hawkins and Willis to start to come around. They've had consistency basically all year from their 3 young players. I mean, shake hands, guys. Be a man. Shake a hand. There's nothing wrong with losing a basketball game, but you don't want to lose in a game of life.
And by the way, just as a note when it comes to moving forward here, Kingsley is still allowed to play in the first NCAA tournament game that Arkansas will play in. Ejected from today.
You know, Tess, being tough is one thing. Being tough, fight, scrap, hustle, there's nothing wrong with that. But that is toughness in terms of the world of basketball. When you think you're tough and you start to do things in a legal fashion, that is not toughness. That's weakness.
These last 62 seconds may not hold much drama other than free throws and calming guys down. But I am curious to watch the handshake line here before we have our trophy presentation.
Mike Anderson's a classy guy. I know he's a competitor, fighter, a winner. And I'm sure when he gets in the locker room with his players, he's going to let them know in terms of Kingsley. You don't represent Arkansas University in that style of fashion. You want to play tough, play hard. Play with intensity, play with emotion, play with passion.
Well, he learned as an assistant under one of the greats of all time who always had his teams playing that way. Very, very tough, very physical, but with sportsmanship. Nolan Richardson.
Yeah, played hard, played tough, played winning basketball.
As Kentucky's win streak will move on to 11 games.
I see John Calipari's son getting ready to come in. That's basketball. What a star that kid has become.
That is a capper, isn't it?
Star, man, star. That's a nice little hug, tap on the shoulder. I like what I just saw there with Briscoe.
And number 20 is checking into the game. Brad Calipari, the 6-foot freshman guard.
He said, gee whiz, I want my mother to call up the coach and find out why I don't get more PT. I want her to call up the coach. I'm going to tell my mom Get that coach. Find out why he doesn't give me more playing time. You know what it is? It's on-the-job training for this young guy. I may not be around, most likely will not be, but I will tell you, he is heading to be a coach. Just like Daddy. Just like the Drew brothers, their dad, Homer.
The Drew family has had such great success, and it was a great run from the guys at Vandy right down Broadway throughout recent weeks, as they will be enjoying the NCAA tournament as well. As Kentucky will take this thing in for a smooth landing after we had some turbulence in the final minutes.
You know, Tess, really been great working first time. I heard all great things about you in the world of football from Mr. Finney, Stephanie Drulli. They all raved about you.
You got to come to one of our prime time. Come down to the college football playoff with Todd Blackledge and me.
I should be down there. Yeah, I love football. It's over in the books. Another championship in the SEC for John Calipari and his Kentucky Wildcats.
30th SEC tournament title.
Seems to be a nice handshake going on with the kids.
What a weekend out of De'Aaron Fox, as the handshake line is fortunately calm after we had all the exchanges. The flagrant one, the flagrant two, the ejection of Moses Kingsley. Good job by coaches on the bench to make sure everybody was doing this the right way for Kentucky. Their third straight SEC tournament title. And for De'Aaron Fox, the MVP of this SEC tournament. He went for 18 today after a career-high 28 yesterday, Dickie V.
Well, he's the engine. He's the engine that makes him go. You can have a beautiful Rolls Royce, but if you don't have an engine, he's the solid goal player who makes it go.
Kaylee.
Well, Coach, you've said this tournament was preparation for the NCAA tournament. Who is this team now?
Well, I just hope we're continuing to grow and figure each other out. A lot of it is just inner team. A lot of it is guys really accepting what they are for this team. Really sacrificing, really being focused and locked into a game plan. I got on De'Aaron at the end of the game because I'm saying I'm not worried about this one. I'm worried about an eight-point game in the NCAA tournament. You try to make them throw it deep. So, you know, it's all, we're still learning. And I'll tell you what, Dom Hawkins, when you have a senior that plays like he plays, I mean, fearless, defensive-minded, high energy, great teammates, servant leader, sacrifice guy. I mean, it's been a lot of fun.
Let's bring Dom right on in here. Dom,
Thank you.
a career high for you today. You're also a member of the all-tournament team here. How do you describe the emotions of the accomplishments here and the emotions you feel as a result in your senior season?
It's fantastic. It's a blessing for me to be here. I've been at this program for almost 4 years, and to be on the all-tournament team, words can't even describe it.
What has this year been like for you as a senior in coming to understand what your role is and how important a role you can play in helping along some of these freshmen?
Yeah, Coach tell me every time my role is really important for the team because you never know who's going to have an off night, and maybe I can come in and change the game around.
Thank you very much, Dom. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Fox may have been the MVP of the tournament, but with Hawkins' veteran presence and going about things the right way at career high 14, he was the guy who got things going today.
Well, we talked about it. We talked about what a positive role he played yesterday and today. Coming off the bench, so effective, so efficient. Never moans and groans about playing time. Knows if I produce, I will get PT. One of the popular players on the team. Didn't come in as a big-time superstar like many of their recruits, but he just kept battling, and what a contributor he's been.
Kentucky has won 30 SEC tournament championships. The rest of the SEC is combined for 27. Following the game, you can tune into SEC Plus for the post-game trophy and awards ceremony. Fox had 18, 66 in the tournament for De'Aaron Fox. Bam had 17 and 9 rebounds. Monk against his home state team, 17. But that guy right there, the extra effort, a career-high 14 and high energy. Coming up next, Champ Week continues. The Frontier Communications American Athletic Conference Championship game. Kentucky wins the SEC tourney 82-65. Let's go back to the studio.